Today I want to respond to a video that I found where Stephen Hawking is interviewed on the topic of religion. So let's get down to business.
I asked Stephen Hawking about his thoughts on the future of religion, just to get his sense of this spirituality going forward. Let's check it out. So, Stephen, religion has been around for thousands of years, and it long predates science. And in spite of the effort of modern ardent atheists, religion persists. So, do you have any sense of what religion will be in the future of civilization?
Religion was an early attempt to answer the questions we all ask. Why are we here? Where did we come from?
Here Stephen Hawking has failed to define religion. Now, to say its purpose is one thing, but defining religion is another thing altogether. Since there is no definition given for religion by Stephen Hawking, I will simply respond from the perspective of Messianic Judaism.
Nowadays, science provides better and more consistent answers.
Wrong, Stephen Hawking. Science is not consistent. Scientific positions have changed throughout history, and it will continue to do so because science is a tentative enterprise. Now, because science changes, we are able to try new things when our old ideas don't work, or when we find an idea that works better than what the idea that we're currently using. Now, there are numerous theories and hypotheses in science that have been superseded, such as caloric chemistry and Newtonian physics. Now, that's just two examples. There are a plethora of examples. When you look back at the history of science, there have been so many ideas that have been superseded. And I can't help but think that people like Stephen Hawking and Neil deGrasse Tyson and others who really hold to this dogmatist scientific position where we can figure everything out using science, I cannot help but think that they would be insisting in the times of the Greek civilization, for instance, that the liver circulated blood. That's what the Greeks used to think. But then later on, they just found out that the heart circulated blood. If we just try and be dogmatic about science, it ruins the beauty of it. The beautiful thing about science is not that we're trying to find truth, so to speak. Maybe some people are, but we all know that whenever we say something's true according to science, that it could change. In fact, have you seen how many times science has flip-flopped over whether or not chocolate is good for you? Well, of course it is.
But people will always cling to religion because it gives comfort, and they do not trust or understand science.
Wow, okay, Stephen Hawking, that's a really scientific thing for you to say. I didn't know that the scientific method allowed for mind reading. And how does Stephen Hawking know about mental states and the intentions of other people? Let me give you a hint. He doesn't. This is nothing more than prejudicial conjecture on his part, and it is complete nonsense.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking is imagining that any time you didn't understand something and ascribed it to deity, science would then fix that.
Science cannot replace God because science is a tentative enterprise that is always changing. Now, in the book Objective Knowledge: An Evolutionary Approach, which was written by Karl Popper quotes Albert Einstein as saying, "Whenever a theory appears to you as the only possible one, take this as a sign that you have neither understood the theory nor the problem which it was intended to solve." End quote. If we cannot narrow down a question to one solution by using the empirical method, any answer it gives us will always be an open question, and therefore it is impossible to replace God with science, because science is not a method that is meant to find truth.
For you. But there's the rest of what people use religion for, the spiritual fulfillment and the rest of this. And it's not obvious that science has solutions to that going forward.
Don't you feel a sort of surge of excitement
all
and a
the time.
thrill and the connection to
Yes.
the universe, just to know that even though we're stuck on this silly little rock, that we're able to know that much?
Oh, yeah.
That's stunning. That
I'm
we're
deeply
able to
moved.
look. Yeah, it is. It is deeply moving. So this whole kind of notion that that, oh, it leaves you feeling cold and sterile, that there is this scientific thinking, is actually has been the opposite of my personal experience with
Yeah, I
it.
think we're hardwired that way. Evolution has given us a brain to be receptive to awe, to receptive to beauty. And that's why there's a God gene, because we are genetically programmed to believe in superstition, because that's the way it has always been, even today,
Touch wood.
before science came along.
That's what.
That's right.
Since when has science been about feeling warm and fuzzy? There's a lot of ignorance here, and some of it is already addressed by what I have already said in this video. I will say, however, that the notion that science should eradicate belief in God is silly, because, as I have said in this video, science is a tentative enterprise that is not a true finding method. It is amazing to see that those who are seen as intellectuals are actually so ignorant of the fundamental issues of the things that people want to hear them discuss. I hope you enjoyed this video and that was a blessing to you. And feel free to check out my book, Apologetics Made Simple. I'll put it real close. You see it's written by this guy. I don't know who he is, but I hear he's really awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for future videos. God bless.